Hey there, now we're back for the second part of this, hopefully the second part of two. Okay, so we found these percentages originally from the first part of the video. And again, remember that we're taking that by taking 235 and dividing it by the total of non-smokers, right? And then that implied that it was healthier to smoke because the smoking people have a lower death rate than the non-smoking people. See that? So smokers are only 24% of them are dead, whereas 31% of the non-smokers are dead. Okay, so the data in the first table did not take into account a variable that is strongly related to survival status, age. I'm sorry to say that as you get older, your chances of living are reduced. I know it's a shocker. So the data shown in the second accompanying table gives the survival status of women and their age at the beginning of the study. For example, 14 women who were aged 35 to 44 at the beginning of the study were smokers and dead after 20 years. See it right there, 14. They're in the 35 to 44 age group. They were S, so that's smokers, and they were dead because they're in the dead row. Now, one thing I noticed when I did this, see how that's 14 and 8 and so on? But if you click copy and you paste it, say OK, and then you paste it over here, which I did, they have the wrong numbers. I'm going to have to email them. So it always pays to double check because, you know, somebody had to code this in and it's really easy for them to make a mistake. They actually had the 4 wrong numbers for 35 to 44. And I will send them this video so they can see it. All right, so done with that. All right, so let's see. The proportion of 18 to 24-year-old smokers who were dead after 20 years. Okay, so let's think about this. They want to know the proportion of 18 to 24-year-old smokers. Okay, so if you look at the 18 to 24-year-olds, there's 2 groups of smokers. I'm going to highlight them in yellow so you can see. Right, those 2 groups are 18 to 24 and smoking. Okay, so how many does that give us total? So let me do it. 18 to 24 smokers is equal to 3 plus 53. So there's 56 total 18 to 24-year-old smokers. Okay. And then the non-smokers, well, I'll figure that out in a second. They want to know what proportion of them were dead after 20 years. So the proportion that are dead, I'm going to put it over here. Proportion dead of non-smokers, or excuse me, of smokers, would be equal to this number divided by that total we just found. Right? There were 3 of them that were dead out of 56 total. So there were 56 smokers total that were age 18 to 24. 3 of them were dead. Okay? So let me go over here. 0.05. They want 3 decimal places, right? So 4. Yay! Okay, now they want us to do it for non-smokers, 18 to 24-year-olds. Okay, so first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find the proportion of non-smokers. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do smokers, non-smokers. There we go. And I'm going to have this age group thing going on. Swing. There we go. Okay, so there were 63 non-smokers. Now, how did the computer get that? It adds up 2 and 61. Those are all the non-smokers. So the percentage dead, here, let me do this, percentage dead of non-smokers, smokers, we found already. And that was this number. Yep. And the percentage dead non-smokers would be equal to, where are the dead smokers? Dead non-smokers. There's 2 of them divided by that non-smoker total, because there were 63 non-smokers. So that'd be 0.032. Cool. Now I've got to do it again for the whole thing. But the way I've set it up, luckily for me, I think it will drag along. Right? So I have it so that I'm adding up these cells, 3 and 53. So that means the next one will be 3 and 121, and so on. So it's figuring out all the smokers right here. Then it's figuring out all the totals for the non-smokers. That's these 2 columns, non-smoker, non-smoker. And then I'm figuring out the percentage dead. All right, so I'll be back for finishing this off.